welcome back to my channel. So I'm so sorry I haven't posted. I know I've been like MIA lately. I'm so sorry about that, girls, but you know, prom got in the way, graduation, my work was hectic. I didn't have like a minute to just sit down and film from you girls. So yeah, now that I'm out of school, I graduated, I'm here, it's summer, so I was like, let's do like a summer glam glow. I kind of wanted to keep it still like on the summer theme with the bright colors and you know, the glitter, super glowy, but I still wanted to keep it settled and wearable for all you girls that are like, this is too much makeup. This would be perfect for you girls that's still like trying to get into the color mode, you know, getting out of your comfort zone. This would be so good for it. So yeah, girls, with no more further ado, let's get started. Without further ado. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay girls, so first things first, you always want to moisturize your face when it comes to summer. You know, when it comes to summer, there's a lot of heat, your makeup can melt off, you get dry patches around your face or whatnot, so it's very important to moisturize your face, especially on like the summertime. So my favorite moisturizer of all time, you girls know the deal. This is a Garnier Skin Active Moisturizer Refreshing Gel Cream. Every time I say that, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. It's like so long, the name, but yeah, it's this one. You know, they have like the pink version for the dry skin. This is like normal to combo skin, but they work the same. It's the same thing. So I'm just going to get my finger and place them into my face. This is one of the best moisturizers I have ever tried. I've tried so many. I do struggle with dry face, and this is like the only thing that has ever worked for me. Like, it improved my skin. It removed my dry patches, any dullness in my face. I can literally go on without makeup now. Before I would be like very like, no makeup, no days. Like, no. I couldn't do that because I had so much redness, so much dry patches all around. And this thing like just improved it so much. I've been using it for like almost 2 years and I can't get enough of it. And it's so refreshing. It's very lightweight. What I like about it doesn't leave you like the residue on your face. You know, some moisturizers leave you like that silky, oily feeling. No, this one like basically your skin absorbs like the moisture and still leaves your face like feeling cool, refreshing. It's just so good. So I basically put this all over my face until I'm satisfied with the moisture. Also girls, a very important step when it comes to your makeup when applying it on summer is you really want to have a good primer underneath your makeup. I know what I'm telling girls, if you do not wear primer, oh my goodness, what are you doing with your life without primer in your face? I'm not even kidding. Primer is one of the most important things. It holds your makeup, and there's so many primers out there nowadays. You know, you have the mattifying primers, the pore primers, the radiant primers. You have so many primers. So it's so good to have a like different variety of primers when it comes to like summer, because you can either cover your pores, you can have a radiant look, you can mattify your skin. It's really good. So first, before starting, I like to take my POREfessional primer for my pores. If you girls have been following me for a very long time, you girls know I deal with big, humongous, King Kong pores. So I really need this in my face, especially if you want like a flawless looking face. You want to eliminate any flaws you have. Mine has happened to be my big pores. I'm not kidding. Like, today I was riding with my friend in the car and she was like, what are those little dots you have on your face? Are those pores? And I was like, yes, stop looking at them. I know they're big. I've said it so many times. So yeah, they're very visible. They're looking right at you. But without this, like, goddamn, I don't even know what I would do. Thank God for like mattifying primers and things like that to eliminate these pores. Okay, so the next primer I'm going to take is a Radiant Boosting Primer by No. 7. I recently purchased this and I've been obsessed with it. It kind of reminds me, I don't know, it's sort of like a dupe for the Becca Black Light Primer because it has like a purple tint to it. I don't know if you can see that, but it has like a purple tint to it, and I guess a purple tint to it makes like a light diffusion or something. I don't know, but I like putting this on the high areas of my face, basically my cheekbones, my nose, my chin, my cupid's bow, anywhere where I'm basically gonna apply highlight because I want this to be more lighted up than anything in my face. So yeah, I'm just putting this everywhere where I want it to look bright. Okay, so next I'm just going to take an original primer. This is from also No. 7. This is an Airbrush Away Primer. I've been really loving this like No. 7 line with their primers, their foundations, everything, and I recently purchased them like a couple days ago and I've just been obsessed. So I'm just tapping on the primer so I won't rub it and mess up all the primers I have right here. So basically I'm just tapping it over the previous primers I used. Next, I am going to take my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I love taking this when I'm done with all my primers because it kind of just gives me like an extra boost of prime and dewiness. So, I mean dewiness, not dualness, dewiness, like dewy, not dual. Put this all over my face. So I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera because I recently did like an eyebrow routine on my channel. So if you are curious on how I do my eyebrows, you can check that and it will be linked in the description box below. So yeah, so next thing is I'm going to prime up my eyelids. I've been using this concealer from Kat Von D. If you girls have been following me for a while, you girls know I love the NYX concealer, which is this one right here, the Full Coverage Concealer. Oh wow, they changed the name. Look, this is, oh wow. Yeah. Wow, they actually like changed the name. This is the old one. It's the Full Coverage Above and Beyond. That's how it says. And this one just legit just says Full Coverage. But I guess it's the same thing. But I used to use this to prime up my lids. And I still love it. But I recently discovered this. And I've just been obsessed with it. So I'm going to prime up my lids with this concealer. You don't necessarily always have to use a primer. It just depends on you and how it works for you. Mine's always been concealer. Just works really good on my skin and everything. So I'm just going to prime up my eyelids with this. And I'm just going to take any concealer brush. And make sure when you're priming up your eyelids, you want to apply it all around your eye area. You don't want to miss a part because you want everywhere you're going to apply eyeshadow for it to be primed. When it comes to priming up your eyelids with concealer, you always want to make sure to like set the concealer so it won't crease later on your eyes or create any fine lines to it. So you make sure you want to set it with any bone matte white shade. As long as it's matte, you don't want to set your concealer with like a shimmery shadow. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm so excited to try this because I've had this palette for the very longest time and I'm barely like recording with it. Yeah, I've used it on the couple of months and everything that I've had it, but trust me, this is like the first time I'm viewing it on YouTube. So this is a Violet Voss Pro palette. Oh my god, girls, this is like heaven on a palette. Sadly, I got foundation all over it. I don't know if you can see it, but it has like dots everywhere of foundation. That broke my heart. But anyways, so we're gonna start adding the transition shade, and we're gonna start with Erica, which is this shade right here, and I'm gonna take my Morphe M411 brush. So with the lightest shade, which is Erica, I'm gonna add it to the very high point of my eyelid, which is above my crease. I do have hooded lids, so I do always want to apply it higher than usual. Okay, next I'm going to take the shade Caitlin, which is like lighter than these oranges. It's just like a very light subtle orange, which is very pretty. And I'm going to take it with the same brush. And I'm going to apply this very below where I applied the shade Erica. It's still going to be a little bit above my crease. I want this color to pop out when all the colors are added. When you're working with transition shades, girls, you always want to get like a super big fluffy brush. The fluffier the brush, the less product you're going to diffuse into your eye, and lighter and smoother and more blendable it can be. As opposed to if you get a very like dense brush and you try to add transition, it's going to be very hard to blend and it's going to be very harsh on your eyes. So whenever you're starting with your colors and adding, you want to start with a big fluffier brush than a dense brush. Okay, so next I'm going to take the shade called Alice, which is like one shade darker than this one. When working with color, you always want to do that. You want to build your colors from light to dark because that creates a very gradient and beautiful look with the color. So yes. And I'm going to apply this color right into my crease, but it's still with that big fluffy brush so it can be very light and blendable. And with this color, I'm going to bring it more towards out of my eye. I want this color to be very like blended here with the orange. Next, I'm going to take the shade Riley, which is like the darkest orange from them all. And I'm still going to take it with the big fluffy brush. And I'm going to place this right into my crease. Okay, so next I'm going to take the Morphe M505. This has no additional product. It's very big also, so I'm going to take this and blend all the colors together so there won't be any harsh lines. Okay, so next I'm going to take my Japanese K 836 brush, and I'm going to take the shade called Sour. It's like a burnt red. It's really, really nice, and it's going to go perfect with these colors. Okay, so with this brush, I really like this brush because it's very slim and dense, so it's going to get really precise into your crease. It's so good, girls. This is like my go-to brush. So I'm going to place this right into my crease. But I'm going to start more from like the outer socket and build it into my halfway. I'm not going to take it all the way, but I'm going to keep it like halfway. And remember, girls, the best way to get your blend is like back and forth, circular motions, back and forth, and circular motions. And with the leftover product, I'm just going to slowly bring it outward. With the same brush, next I'm going to take the shade called Amy. Yeah, it's Amy. It's like a fuchsia pink. It's so pretty. And basically this, I'm going to focus this more into my outer socket than my inner socket. Okay, so now that you place the pink wherever you want it to be placed, you take your big fluffy brush with an additional product and remember to just blend out all the edges. Now I'm going to cut the crease and I'm going to take the NYX Full Coverage Concealer, the one I mentioned earlier, and I'm just going to take this small little like concealer brush. It's very good. This is from BH Cosmetics, number 8 brush. It came like in a white set. So I'm just going to dip into the concealer. I'm going to begin cutting the crease. I'm going to take my NYX Glitter Primer. You girls know I have hooded lids, so this always also comes in clutch whenever I want to have my eyeshadow like just locked in there, because I do have hooded lids, so whenever I apply like color or shimmer, whatever, like it transfers up to my crease, so this doesn't do that. So really like doing this. Next, for the start of the show, I'm going to text. What am I going to text? Me. I'm going to take my NYX Ultimate Brights palette. I think that's what it's called. It just says Brights on the back, but it's this one right here. I got it at Ulta. It's so nice, girls. This always comes in clutch when I want to do like color and everything. It's just really nice. So I'm going to take this matte yellow shade right here. So now that I'm done with the yellow eyeshadow, I top the yellow eyeshadow with more glitter glue, and I'm going to go ahead and put this yellow glitter. It's from Glitter My World in the shade Taurus Gleam. It's just this beautiful like yellowy shade. It has really like small little glitters with green and blue. It's just really pretty. So I'm going to top this on top of the yellow eyeshadow. With my Morphe E18 brush and Amy and Sarah, I'm going to mix those two shades together, and I'm going to use this to deepen up my outer socket. And with the clean fluffy brush, you're just going to go over it and soften up the edges. Okay, so what I had did off camera was I applied my lashes, and I also cut right here on the edge for a more sharp look. The lashes I'm using are Midnight by Kiss. I got them at Walgreens, but I'm pretty sure you can also get them on your local CVS or any drugstore. Hopefully they're there. So next we're gonna go with my face. I'm gonna take the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. Like I said, I bought in so many things from this brand, and I've just been so impressed. And like, it's like a drugstore brand, so it's really good. Like, no, it's crazy. So yeah, I'm just gonna dot this all around my face. I'm gonna take this kabuki. Well, it's not a kabuki, it's like an angled kabuki, and it's from BH Cosmetics, a number 117 brush. And I'm gonna spray some Fix Plus, and I'm just gonna start diffusing it into my skin. I love using foundation with brushes. It really makes a difference. You can get like the full coverage intensity that you want, as opposed to if you go with the sponge, it just soaks up a lot of your foundation. This one kind of just like presses it in there. And then I like going with the sponge after and just like remove any excess area. Next, I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge and I'm just going to dab into wherever I place the foundation, just for more like a flawless, seamlessly look, just very smooth and nice. Okay, next I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. And I've noticed that with this concealer, a little goes a long way. So I used to do like a triangle, but with this concealer, I basically just do dots because shit, this thing goes a little, like a lot. And just taking my sponge and just blending everything. And I like to take the concealer all the way into the side of my nose. Okay, so next to bronze, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. I've been loving this thing. I recently bought this thing too like a few days ago, and I've just been like loving it so much. It's so good. Like, damn, Wet n Wild. Okay, so remember girls, when I said when doing your cheekbones, you always want to start from the very tip of your ear and slowly go down. So that's what I'm basically going to do with this. But you want to bring it down onto the angle of your brow like that. So I'm going to stop right there. My nose contour, I'm just going to take like a little thin brush like this. It's super thin. This is from BH Cosmetics. And I'm just going to line my nose. Okay, so next I'm going to take my sponge and just blend out the contour. Look how pretty it looks. It looks very like natural. Has like the awesome undertone color. Like, it's not warm, it's not cold, it's just in the middle, and it's really good. Like, it blends out nice into your skin. It doesn't make you look any cakey or muddy or anything. It's just very nice and smooth. Okay, so now that everything is blended, you want to make sure to always set your face when working with creams or liquids, especially in the summertime, girls. You don't want your bronzer to be like melting, and no, you'll end up looking like a chocolate ice cream. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Airspun Loose Powder in the shade Translucent Extra Coverage, and I'm going to bake underneath my eyes. Make sure when doing this step, you want to make sure your like wrinkle lines are diffused, and you don't want them there because then you're going to set your wrinkle lines. And I'm pushing the powder upward into the contour shades to make my nose look slimmer. So because I also worked on cream with my bronzer, I'm going to take my NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna, which is this one right here. It's so pretty, and I'm going to take it with my Zoeva 127 brush. And I'm basically just going to go over that bronzing we did. I'm going to take it with my nose as well. And I'm going to connect the contour shades into my eyebrow. Remember, that makes it look more natural. Let's get real. There's like nothing natural about this, but you can make it look natural. And I like to do like a circular motion right here to kind of keep the effect of a pointy nose, because I love pointy noses. That's weird, but yeah. Take my powder and I'm just going to cut my cheekbones. And the best way you can do this is going from the corner of your mouth and slowly go up. So you're just gonna let that sit to like 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can wipe it off. So meanwhile this is sitting, I'm gonna go and apply my blush. So the blush I'm gonna use is from Tarte in the shade Captivating. Such a beautiful blush. I love it. Like, really pretty for the summertime, because it's not matte. It's not fully matte. It kind of has like a sheer to it. And I'm gonna take my Real Techniques blush brush. And what I like to do is I like to kind of smile a little bit, and I'm not going to apply it right here into the balls of my cheeks because I already have big cheeks, so that's going to make my cheeks look bigger, and I do not want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna slant it into my contour shade to kind of keep the illusion of like my structured face going on. So that's what we're going to do. Now that you have that, now I'm gonna wipe off my powder. And what I like about this, that I do the blush and the contour over the powder, is that whenever I wipe the powder, it will remove any like harsh edges on the blush, so it will make it look very blendable, and you won't like notice the blush, the bronzer, and then the highlight kind of will look super blended. And I'm gonna like put the powder all over my nose so it can kind of like diffuse the brown shade and not look too harsh. Okay, I'm gonna take these two shades mixed together. Three shades mixed together. I don't know how to count, guys. I'm sorry. I take it with my Morphe E31 brush. So basically, I'm just gonna put this into my lower lash line. And I'm gonna sort of connect it over here in the outer. But like very light. I'm not gonna put so much pressure into the brush. I'm gonna keep it very light to connect it. And then over here, I'm gonna put more pressure into it. Next, I'm going to take my Morphe M562 brush and I'm going to dip into Caitlin and Alice. They're like the lighter oranges, and I'm going to diffuse this under like that color we put right here. Okay, so next I'm going to take the shade Jane, which is this metallic yellow, and I'm going to take it with a small detailed brush. This is a Morphe 212, but I am going to spray some Fix Plus. And I'm going to apply this right here. My inner corner highlight, I'm gonna take the shade, I think Isabella, which is this one right here. It's like a pinky shade, but I'm gonna mix with Paula. These two shades mixed together. Next, I'm going to take my Sleek Makeup Solstice Highlighting Palette. This is my favorite palette for highlighting. If you want to glow like a fucking disco ball, get this shit, boy. So good. It's like amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my brush with MAC Fix Plus, and I'm just going to mix all these shades together. That's when you get like the prettiest glow. This is all depends on you where you want to highlight. I like to highlight my cheekbone, above my eyebrow, the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and my chin, and my cupid's bow. This shade right here called Fiona, I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with that. Okay, so for this look, I was so undecided of what lippy color to do. I didn't want to do too much because the eyes speak for itself. They're so bold, they're just out there. So I kind of wanted to keep the lips a little bit more like, you know, there, like, Okay, so I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in the shade Naked. But first, I'm going to take my lip liner. It's right here. From Jordana in the shade Bare Blush. So I'm basically just going to put this all over my lips and kind of just fill them up a little bit. By the way, girls, I did change my lipstick color. I wasn't really feeling like the nude, so I switched it to Kylie Cosmetics and Gorge. Yeah, Kylie Cosmetics Gorge. It's a By the Coco collection. So yeah, that's what I did, and I liked it better. So just letting y'all know. All right, bye.